Piggy fan games can be a hit or miss. They can either be really good or really bad. Some examples will be in today's video, which we will be talking about, and we're not even going to spend a lot of time in this intro. We're just going to hop right into my 5 least favorite Piggy fan games. Piggy Branch Realities is a bunch of different what-if stories in the world of Piggy. Like, what if Penny stayed behind, and what if Pony didn't give Doggy the potion, and stuff like that. This is a great concept on paper, but it was executed poorly in my honest opinion. My problems with this game come in the form of the gameplay and the story of Branch Realities. The gameplay of Branch Realities is basically just the gameplay of the original Piggy game, which makes the gameplay feel incredibly boring and more of a chore in my honest opinion. My biggest problem, though, with gameplay is Gloomy Forest, which is a huge and open map giving you exactly 12 minutes to complete, which sometimes can be nearly impossible when you're doing it solo, as it is way too open and it takes a while to traverse the map. And the story of this game is probably my least favorite out of all of them, as yes, I'm aware it is all what-ifs, but it leads to very little character development and making all of the characters just seem really, really bland, even though they should be very developed and characteristic. Take, for example, Gloomy Forest. Doggy is shown killing Willow. I'm sorry, but that is just way too out of character for Doggy. You don't result in killing someone over a small little conflict you might have. The ending for Chapter 2 is also the exact same as Chapter 1, where a character is left on their own to become a survivor, like Penny became Survivor Penny, and Doggy became Lonesome Doggy. See the pattern here? It's lazy, the exact same, and kind of unoriginal. Overall, I absolutely do not hate this game. Sure, it's pretty bad, and I have a little distaste for it, but it is not bad by any means, and it could use some adjusting, but overall, it is absolutely not a bad game. Piggy Rebooted is a remake of Piggy, but I don't see why it would need one. Yeah, it's not exactly the perfect game, but it's good for what it brought to the table. Piggy Rebooted is a spin on the original Piggy, but I feel it's incredibly rushed. This game uses the Piggy event kit, which I'm pretty sure everyone is tired of seeing at this rate, as well as the story being incredibly weird and odd, and the models not exactly looking that great, exactly. I mean, there's not a lot to say about this game, but I would say it does have potential. Just some things would need to be worked out, and the developer can possibly go back and change some things that they might be aware about, or might need some adjusting. But overall, is not a bad game, but it's not the best. Unstable Reality is a game where everything is corrupted and unstable. At least that's what it's supposed to be. The game feels incredibly lazy with no passion put into it. Take a level, move some rooms around, make a bot that's all corrupted and distorted, and make the music incredibly loud. Boom. Bot. Oh yeah, did I also mention this game has no headphone warning? Yeah. There is not a single warning about loud sounds, which there should obviously be if you're going to have incredibly loud music and sounds. Is it that difficult? In terms of story, it's very vague, and it slowly starts to make no sense, because nobody mentions anything about how everything is corrupted, and it's like it's normal, and like, it kind of kills the mood of the story, because it just feels like it's a normal time. It's not like anything is different. Like, I hardly see any character mention any of the distorted stuff in the game, including the player. Now, my biggest problem with this game is that the creator used it to make fun of other games and other developers. Sure, those things have been removed as of now, but it's not something I'm just going to let slide so easily. Using your game to make fun of other creators gives a bad outlook on you as well as your product, because you are using it to make fun of other developers. Come on. Really? That's how low you're going to stoop down? In general, I believe this game is incredibly lazy, and it's boring, and I feel like the creator doesn't even care about it, is because it feels like it has no passion put towards it. I could be wrong, but that's literally just the vibes I get from this game, is that it is not a passion project and is made for just to be made at this rate. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. Piggy, The Result of Isolation, is a horror fan game. I say horror in quotation marks because the game is not f***ing scary in the slightest. Make all the bots a tall, freakish monster, give it some good old amnesia music, give it some sharp teeth, use a pipe falling sound, boom, you've got a decent horror game right there. Not. It fails to use ambience and other aspects to add to the horror, which is what games like Resident Evil, Silent Hill, and even Dark Deception does to make their game feel scary and terrifying. It's probably the most forced horror I've ever seen, and yet it even fails to have forced horror. It's just not scary. Like, if you're getting scared of it, I'm sorry, but you're probably a kid. Like, that's the only people who will be scared by this game, as everything is way too predictable and boring. And don't even get me started on the impact it's left on the fan game scene. If you even try to make a horror fan game, you are instantly compared to The Result of Isolation, despite it not being f***ing scary in the slightest. The clones it's left behind. Oh, the clones are absurd and took over the entire search result when you searched up Piggy. I am not kidding. It was that bad. In conclusion, for this game, it is lazy, boring, not scary, forced horror, and it's just it's boring. That's the most I can put it. It's not even like something it's not even like a thriller. It's just boring, straight up. Piggy the Hidden Text is without question the worst f***ing fan game on this platform. It somehow gained 700,000 visits, despite being a freaking free model made game. The character designs are incredibly bad, the levels are lazy, so are the names of the levels. Like, what the heck is Shadow Breakout? Where the heck are the shadows? It is a bright map that just infuriates me to like an undescribable degree. It is so bad. I don't know how this game gets 700,000 visits, but it is a complete joke. Just a pure joke. It's a mess, and I absolutely hate it with every single bone in my body. It is so obvious that there is no passion put into this game. It is full of stolen models. For what? For kids to enjoy, maybe? I don't know, but this game is just so bad. I can't even describe it at this rate. It's just, this game is the worst of them all. And it's just like, it's a joke to big other developers. Because, like, we're trying to make passionate projects here, and then you just have like, this game that just suddenly just gains this massive following of 700,000 people, and I'm just like, how? In conclusion, Piggy fan games are, once again, a hit or miss topic. You can get some really good things like Deceptive Tales, Forgotten Memories, the VHS Archives, etc. These are just my personal opinions on what these 5 fan games are to me. You are absolutely free to disagree with me in the comments. Now, let's just get this with that out of the way. I hope you all enjoyed and have a great night. Good night.